Ladies and gentlemen, back from Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. I think they got something they want to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. Washington, D.C. I think they got something they want to say.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode. Once again, I'm your host, Kirsten, and I have the lovely
Maxine, Democratic wild card. Hey, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we almost
Everybody's
forgot
very
the
conservative
intro.
in New York, Christopher Wright.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
Can't forget the hello intro. That's it. Yeah.
That's right. And we are Politics Podcast. Today we're on episode 11.
Wow.
Hey.
Again, I hope you guys enjoyed episode 10. I have to say that we've been getting really great, people have been sending us messages, saying encouraging messages, enjoying the podcast. Yeah. It's been really, really good. Thank you to the guests that we had. We had Carl 2 weeks ago. That was really good. And we're just, we're still
We'll get more guests.
Yeah, we're rolling along. We're just keeping the political topics alive.
Yeah, I got a couple conservative friends of mine, by the way. I'm glad you brought that up. I think it'd be good for the show.
All right.
I got a black gay conservative male friend that could be good for the show, and I got a guy who's black conservative. He's a sharp dude, so I think he'd be good for.
Yeah, I would love to have them on, and we would love to just talk about. Because here's the thing: we're not on any. I mean, we have our political beliefs, Maxine and I, and Chris has his. But we're all three of us have this unique thing where we can talk to people. We could listen. Mm-hmm. We're not totally get off of here, get out of here, you're stupid.
We don't get triggered by words.
I don't get triggered by someone wearing a MAGA hat. I don't get triggered. That does not do anything for me.
We want people from
people
spectrums.
And I think this is important. I'm not even finished with the intro, but I do want to say one thing. I think we're missing the point. This is what's happening. We miss the point. You're fighting Trump, but you're missing the point. You're hating Trump, but you're missing the point.
Yeah.
Get over that. It's get over the semantics of it all.
Girl.
Let's focus on the issues that in a couple of years, a lot of jobs will be obsolete, and you need to figure out a solution. So this
Trump is a symptom. I say
he's
it all
just
the time.
He's just entertainment at this point.
Yeah.
He is not.
Yeah, I hope Democrats out there are listening. Hope those on the left are listening.
I was just going to say, I do,
and conservatives too.
I
think
do.
everyone should hear too.
We don't have our Trump though.
I do
want.
I'm kind of over this pressure to hate Trump.
Me too.
And it's weird. I'm not afraid to admit it anymore. I used to and I actually have my anti-Trump shirt on.
She says it with her anti-Trump shirt on.
I don't really hate Trump, but I got an anti-Trump shirt on.
I'm anti-Trump and his policies, right? But it takes so much energy to hate somebody.
That's right.
And
yes, very true.
When he first got, I was obviously very traumatized by, because I was so close to the campaign and Hillary's loss and everything. So it took a while, but when he first won, I hated him with a passion. And it was always around just our hate for him. And
we could have done this show when you
were
after
combined. I'm saying the party was at least initially kind of unified in this hate for Trump, but I'm over it now.
It's time to let it go down. Dems, if you want to win in 2020,
he's kind of like that annoying uncle, that crazy.
Just ignore him. Ignore this man. Do not focus on the policies of the people that you want to.
And you have to understand why people voted for Trump, and there's some real issues there.
Yeah.
Not everybody is racist.
No.
So let's figure out what happened and so
the same people that voted for Trump are the people that got Obama elected twice.
I'm just saying I don't want to outwardly hate Trump anymore. I'm over
I agree.
it.
This show we won't do that.
I don't support his policies, but I'm over it. I want to move forward.
We're not. One thing we're not. We may be the liberals, but one thing we know, we're not focused on Trump. We're focused on the issues. Our goal is to figure out who to elect in 2020. Who's the best candidate? And we've got 20 of them, and we need to figure out.
Put my Yang.
Yeah, Andrew Yang.
I love him.
The thing about Andrew,
I like saying Yang.
The problem with Andrew is that there's Biden, and the Democratic
old white
institution was not. They're not welcoming to new faces.
You know what? Let's just give him a chance to destroy
I agree, but
everybody on the debate stage.
I can't wait. I think
when he comes with the facts, it's a wrap.
Listen, guys, the debates are the end of this month, and we will be doing a specific. Yeah, the end of this month. actually in like a week.
I'm
or
interested.
So.
I'm pretty interested in Democratic.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really good. We're
definitely
we're going to recap it. We still are going to do a comprehensive like Democratic analysis of like all the candidates. Like there's 26 of them, and we're going to probably pick like or maybe we could just start picking people, because I feel like everyone should get a chance, because I think that's one of the reasons why we're one of our topics for today. So anyway, please continue to share with your friends and family. Follow us on Politics Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, PolitrixP, and of course we're on YouTube. So definitely hit subscribe if you're watching us now. Hit like as well. Leave a comment. And we're available on Spotify, SoundCloud, and hopefully iTunes and Apple. Guys, do you have anything exciting to tell us about your week? Are you guys excited?
Yeah, you know, I did an interview for Epoch Times. I'm sorry, I keep
very
saying
nice.
Yeah.
When is that should be out
that
now,
is
right?
now. You can watch it on YouTube if you just put in. It's spelled EPOCH.
Always on the interviews, man. He gets Vice. He's like killing it.
Yeah, I'm getting out there, man.
What's your next one? HBO? You're probably gonna do like an HBO documentary.
It's funny you said it.
That would be a bad thing for you, like black, like
That's what I didn't want to like.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to like take away from you, but like, do you sometimes feel like it's because you're a black conservative that's like, ooh?
Oh no, it's black privilege, definitely. I'll be the first to say it.
You feel black privilege on that side?
Yeah, I use black privilege. I use my advantage. I got sales jobs.
I appreciate about Chris is that he's real about it.
Yeah,
like he everything he says, you seem to be
privilege.
very honest about everything you say. Like
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You don't like you're not like someone, and that's why I can like talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Because he's not. Yeah, he likes Trump. He says the reasons why. He also says the reasons why certain things don't work with the the Republican Party. Like
Right.
it's important to be able to spell out the good and the bad. Some of these people that are Trump supporters can't see anything bad that
That's right.
the Republican Party are doing, or Democrats who
That's
can't
right.
see anything bad that the Democrats are doing. And we also have to understand there's fundamental issues with our binary system, our binary political system.
Okay.
There's real things that we all have to figure out. And one thing I wanted to ask you, Chris, is like, if there's a way to fix those things in a Democratic Party, would you be willing to come back?
She put me in the spot with that one, huh? Ooh, quick question. Let me tell you, I'll be honest with you. When I elected Trump, I didn't elect Trump and say, okay, I'm a Republican for the rest of my life. I elected Trump and said, okay, I picked a Republican this time. But I still had the mentality of whoever the best candidate is. What turned me off about the Democratic Party a lot was the way they acted after Trump got elected, because it's the first time I witnessed in my life, and I'm sure a lot of people even older than me have never witnessed this, is a president get attacked so much. Like what I've always witnessed in this.
We both looked at each other.
See the face.
You guys saw the face these two ladies just made when I said that.
Just looked at each other with the you know the face.
Not the black guy.
Yeah, like
black guy got
you mean to tell me? I kept saying to myself, Obama, please just leave the office. They can't. I mean, they're just.
It was hard to watch.
It was just like everything he does is a problem.
Presidents get Obama got attacked too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that to an extent where it was they never let off Trump.
And the thing is, Obama wasn't as like. Imagine if Obama had like women, extramarital affairs,
Obama didn't have like
porn stars.
against him.
Imagine it was Bill Clinton, morale Bill Clinton.
Well,
No,
yeah,
even
but let's focus on Obama then. Obama never had any like indiscretions with like other women or like weird things that like the same picadillos that we have Trump, and he was getting slammed.
But you got to look at it. He got slammed. But he didn't get slammed to the extent of Trump, because look, for example, look at SNL. SNL made fun of Obama one time, and then after they made fun of Obama, it got so much backlash that they said, okay, we're just gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, he was
Trump,
too sweet. Don't bother the sweet black man. He's so sweet.
And that's the thing. But that's the media to me being unbiased towards Obama. When it comes to Trump gets made fun. They had Alec Baldwin come on the show as a even an SNL member to make specifically make fun of him.
You remember Clinton?
And remember how
they
Bush?
used to make fun of Clinton. Like I thought they hated Clinton. You understand that there are liberals that run SNL, but they made fun of Clinton so much.
But-
They
but-
had
but-
that guy.
But he
They
had a scandal, so
Yeah, there's substance there to get him.
But they
though.
still got made fun of him. They still made fun of the way he
made
talked. They
himself.
made
Yeah,
They made fun of
himself a lot.
And Hillary, you don't think they made fun of Hillary forever?
Yeah,
Your powers, you want power hungry. They've been making fun of people.
Yeah.
Grow some tough skin, Trump. Grow tough skin.
No, but
Alec Baldwin can come in.
But I'm saying, I just for
Palin.
example, I just use that for example, like to
Okay,
say with
okay.
Obama, how Obama wasn't getting treated the same way Trump is
Yeah.
because Trump gets attacked by celebrities, he gets attacked by athletes, he gets attacked by actors, he gets
Right.
attacked by every
Like by celebrity- by all
every
the
element.
Hollywood,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's times like I go to sports. Used to go to sports to get away from the drama of the world. I used to say, turn the football game on. I'm not thinking about work anymore. I'm not thinking about my ex. I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about,
Listen to some Drake if you feel that way.
I'm just thinking about
listen to some Drake. Some listen to. I don't want to think about my ex. He has a lot of songs about not thinking about his ex.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm just watching the game, and now when I watch the game, it's like politics, man. It's like, oh, F Trump or, anti-Trump. And it's like, man, is this athlete's talking about Trump in his press conference. I'm like, I go to church. It's Trump comes up. The pastor's like, pray for us while we got this president in the White House.
that is true.
I'm like,
That's
what in
true.
the world?
That's
I'm like,
true.
I'm at church. I'm like, why are we talking about politics in church?
That's true.
And
that
that's,
has to be a little bit unnerving for people
Facts.
who
But
may
they
have
do it on
voted
the
for
other
him.
side too. You have like evangelicals who are like talking about Trump and how much they love him and his policies. Like, how awkward is that? What if people didn't agree with you?
Yeah, but
We gotta pray for our president.
But why?
but it's sensitive to pray for the leaders in the Bible.
They always have. I mean, like when you go to certain places, they have
wow.
like some people have presidents' pictures on their walls and stuff. So it's not like
Like,
that
I remember
uncommon.
being triggered. I'm in Staten Island, and everyone knows Staten
Staten
Island is a Trump.
That's
of
a Trump
all the
borough.
boroughs.
The
I know
forgotten
I feel
borough.
bad. We didn't even get to our
Forgotten.
topics. I know, but Staten Island is the only borough that voted Trump.
Shout out to Staten Island.
And I remember being triggered where we had to do, like, my daughter came home. I think she was, I don't know what grade she was in, maybe second or something like that. Or no. How long has he been in office? So it must have been 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's been 5
And it was
almost
like,
4 years.
they did like an assignment, and it was like about the president, but they put
I'm
it to him
smiling
in a
already.
positive way.
I love it.
The homework assignment, like, yeah, and I remember being like, what?
Oh, did you help her? Did you help daughter out your
And they had
homework,
like a
Maxine?
whole
Did you
thing
say?
in the hallways about Trump and put his picture, but they did it as like our president, so but I was just like,
But that's the thing you're supposed to be for our presidents. That's the whole thing. Like my dad taught me, like when I was as a little boy, he says when the president, once he's in office, you respect him. Like hate him or love him. Once he gets in there, he's your commander in chief. He's the highest ranked member of the military. He is like the highest. So you got to respect, give him that respect. And that's what we did. If you notice, who we did that with was George W. Bush. If we look when Bush won the election, and he won after the whole Florida incident, his brother Jeb was governor of Florida. We all know what the whole the voting counts and all that like that. That happened, but all the controversy. Remember all the controversy that's happened around that time? As soon as they said George W. Bush is the president, Al Gore backed off. A lot of Democratic voters backed off. They said, "No, what? Let the man govern."
One
They said, "Let the man govern."
But everybody hated that guy. They threw shoes at him and everything.
Of course. Yeah.
Bush. Let me tell you, but I think Bush might have been one of the worst presidents we've had.
Which
Bush
one?
Bush is the worst president.
The
Second one?
first
George
one.
W.
Ooh,
Bush.
That's a good question.
No, H could
Second
H
one?
was bad too.
No,
because
H was
CIA,
funny.
CIA.
Did you guys
remember?
ever watch Bush?
What we don't know. We got to know the first Bush. There's some stuff about if you're into conspiracies. There's some
second-
stuff about the first Bush that he's done. That
Congo
the
situation
second
in the
Bush is a
19. He's
straight
vice
up-
president of Reagan. That's
He
what
was
people talk
also
about.
CIA.
People talk
He
about the
had a
drugs that
CIA.
came.
You guys,
People
I-
want to blame Reagan for the drugs so much in the 80s and in inner cities. His VP, I think, should get most of the blame for that. If you look at it,
Who, Bush?
Bush was vice president. for
Yeah,
Reagan.
people talk about crack and they forget to talk about the fact that people like when crack came. If you read in New York Times that article you sent me last week, we talked about. When I read it, I'm like, and when crack came, I'm like, no one ever says why it came. People keep saying it came, but where did it come from? How did it come?
Who was the first person to make crack?
Who brought it here? Let's really think about that. You're not gonna say like Cubans. It's not. There's something else in this. We've got to like call a spade,
Right.
you know. And when you think about all this stuff, sometimes it's just like, oh my god. All right, so we didn't even get into any of our topics. We just went on a tangent.
Hey, we were a little tangent there, guys.
Super political tangent, but that was necessary for you guys to hear. All right, so let's get into some of this stuff that's happening. As we talked about, the Democratic presidential debates are coming up at the end of the month in June, which we're in hot June. The weather's been great. And in order to qualify for debates, for like that debate stage, they have to meet a certain requirements, which is like 65,000 donors, 200 donors in 20 states, and 1%, or they could be 1% of a pre-approved poll. So
is it one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1%. So is it no just one? Oh, because that would be everybody's 1%. Like Yang is only 1%.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
is it fair to require a certain number of donors to get on the debate stage? Do you think that's fair? Should we not hear everybody out?
I think it's unfair in a way. I'm gonna tell you, I've been dealing with politics a little bit more, as you guys know, as a layer. But ever since I did my walkway video, I've been going to different events, Republican events, and like for instance, in Harlem, there was a black woman, and I'm so bad with names, but she's a sweet lady, and I got her card in my pocket now. I should probably name drop her, but she was running for a district seat in Harlem as a Republican, and she couldn't even get into the to be an option to vote for, because she had to get a certain amount of people to back and support a district candidate.
Okay, so these rules apply even at the local level?
In the local level.
Okay.
And you can't even get an interview on the local TV until you make a certain amount of
so she
noise.
couldn't. She was.
Yeah, she wasn't even allowed to until she got a certain amount of people to sign like a petition. She couldn't even get her name.
But this is the thing.
An option. So it's like, how you expect regular everyday people to help the country out in politics if we can't even, if you want to go out there and do something, we can't,
I feel like it's a catch-22 because I think it's a necessary evil, because at the same time, you don't want to have 50 people running for president. How do you? If you
I agree.
If there were zero requirements, what would prevent us from having 100 candidates? You got to narrow it down. We can't.
No, I agree. There should be a number too.
And then another thing you guys have to think about: if they didn't have the 65,000 donors, then what wins campaigns? Money, right? Mm-hmm. So if no one had to go out and get real people to support them, it would just be whoever's got all the money.
Right.
So by having 65,000 donors, you're proving that everyday ordinary people support you as well. You have, you know what I'm saying? So you don't just have people with a lot of money. I think that was the kind of the goal of it.
Yeah.
You don't just have someone with a lot of money or a lot of backing.
The institution.
I understand. But I'm just saying the initial eyes on you, or even at least the first attempt to give someone a try, you have to prove that you have support in these communities, right? So it's like a catch-22, because like you were saying, how does a no-name person get a chance if they, so it's like,
if it's so intimidating, just even, I want to do it, but why even try if I know I got to do it? Like
in this example where I'm a supporter of Andrew Yang. I've made it kind of obvious at this point, and I feel like it's not fair. He's not getting the right attention and whatever. Everyone's just automatically assuming Biden or automatically assuming, and it's not fair. He's making it to the debate stage, but I'm just saying, what if someone who has great policies and all this, even qualifications, etc., is just a no-name person? Like, how do they get attention?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a catch-22, because you also don't want everybody and their mother running. That's too much to go through.
No, of course.
And it can become like a circus act. You know what I'm saying? You want to bring some substance to our political process. So it's like I'm really unsure.
Yeah, it needs to be like a restructuring kind of, I think, in some kind of way, shape, or form.
You need requirements, but I don't know.
What are they though? Because the thing is,
how does an everyday person get their message out?
We're excited about the debate, right?
Yeah.
But is the rest of the world, maybe the listeners that are listening to us might be interested, but what is another way that people can really get their policies across outside of the debate stage? Because what I'm saying is, if you're not heard on the debate stage, then maybe you need to find another way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but don't you need to get on the debate stage to get qualified or something? To
get the position, to make to have the power to do certain things.
Okay, here's my question. If you don't make it to the debate stage, can you still keep running? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So you don't need to drop out.
Running. Oh my God.
Yeah. Remember Trump one time said he didn't go to a debate because the article, the local newspaper said something about him. He said, you know what? I'm not even going to go to that debate. He didn't go.
Oh, man. So annoying.
That's my boy right there. More Trump.
So I agree with you guys. Both of you guys. To me, it's the same. I think it's a necessary evil. You need it, because otherwise we're going to have 100 people. And then sometimes
even now we have
I want to run, right? I want to run for president.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, so now I'm running. Now you guys have to all
even
donate.
now they have to do 2 days to accommodate all the candidates. Imagine if we didn't have restrictions and you had 100 people.
Why
and even me, I'm intimidated to run. And people always tell me now, especially when they see me more, you should be running. Why don't you run? You please run in New York, please. I'm like, it's
you
just.
You should run in Baltimore. You should really try to fix Baltimore. Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not even being funny. That's really, if the way you you should go back to your community and be a beacon for the people there, because let me tell you, Baltimore needs it. They need some really good politicians, and not the corruption that they have. And then
really
speaking of corruption,
it's
can we
horrible
just
out there. We were the murder capital in the 90s, like 4 years over
Sure.
New York. And
can
we're
I
like
just say one thing
way
about?
smaller than New York.
Is De Blasio have to be like?
Go away,
Oh,
De Blasio.
God.
Go
God.
away.
Listen,
It's a joke when you have
Oh
both
my God.
sides hating you.
De Blasio, I call him. I don't know if you
like
can
it's
keep
so
that
funny. I don't understand
He has
how
a lot of nerve.
how could a mayor be that hated? Like he is
Because
so.
he's been
And Mayor
completely
Rahm
ineffective.
Emanuel was another hated mayor. The Chicago mayor. He's another. Is it because of like these cities? Is it hard
Because-
to
yeah,
like be
A lot of
liked?
people don't think De Blasio is serious. It's just like some kind of like
He's a joke.
marketing campaign.
He
like,
is.
No, it's not a real thing.
Like his policies
It's
are like,
not-
oh, it's the bag
Who's gonna
tax.
run next?
A bag
I'm
tax?
almost like I want to run for mayor.
He's-
Like this is
Seriously,
BS.
seriously. I mean, 'cause
this is BS.
It's a
Like
joke.
how
He
do you
is
see
so
the trains,
ineffective.
dude? My
Yeah.
friend was shared a video, and this is he works for YouTube. He's an executive at YouTube. He was on the train going to work, and there was a rat that was running in the subway, not in the subway,
Yeah.
not on the bottom, on the platform, and in the cart. Like this is like New York is weird. These are people who make really good salaries
what
going to
has he
work.
accomplished?
How dare you?
You know,
like
De Blasio is like one of the very few politicians who have united Democrats and Republicans. They all hate him.
I agree.
who's
And
going to run next?
Did you
Like,
see
who
where
do we
he?
have? Do we have anybody else in New York that can like
Run for mayor?
Yes, we need
New
somebody
York
else.
politics is horrible, guys. I'm telling you right now.
It really is.
I mean, even on the
And you-
Republican side, it's ran by rhinos here. And like the people that are the Republicans who run New York are
Yes.
the old 80-plus-year-old,
Yes,
like,
yes.
you know, oh, you're wearing a MAGA hat in here? Please
Yeah.
take that hat off when you come in here. You know,
Do they really say that to
yes,
you?
it was a MAGA. When I just started,
They're
when I just
so
did my walkaway
dumb.
video, and I
Like,
started coming to like the Republican conventions, like you know, I'm part of a couple clubs now. When I just started going, they had policies and something like no MAGA hats, like don't come in,
Wow.
and they looked
What
at
does
people
that
like
do to
"You
anybody? They make it
ignorant
seem
people."
like that hat does anything.
That's what I'm saying. This is
So
politicians. They
stupid.
are worrying about the wrong thing.
You're worried
They
about
are.
the fix the rats in the like. Worry about the real things that are happening.
I can only imagine being from Japan and coming to New York City and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm coming to America. And not only America, New York
disgraceful.
City,
Right.
like, cool,
It's
Big Apple,
disgraceful.
this amazing
Right,
place.
right.
And then see their train system and be like, oh my gosh, our trains are
But you
way
know,
better
so
than
beautiful,
theirs.
yeah,
Like,
they're
responsible
beautiful.
for MTA though. It's
the governor.
Cuomo.
Yeah,
Cuomo.
it's the governor.
that's another one.
Yeah.
Cuomo
He's
and de
the worst,
Blasio.
but, like,
I know. Okay, so so maybe Mayor De Blasio is not in charge of.
But
the
there's so
train
many
system,
things
but there are-
in New York. He's not. It's a disaster.
they're talking about bag taxes. They're talking about stuff that's like, what? Who
can
cares
fix-
about
It's
what you're
just- the
talking
city
about?
just becomes more and more expensive, less and less affordable. Like there's crises all over the place. It's just not.
There's more
I think
And you
homeless
saw when he
people.
announced
it's a
More
joke.
homeless
But
people,
he's
mental
not-
illness
he's
is
not,
on a high.
He's not even a real viable candidate for president.
But
And-
who
and-
is the
and-
mayor that's going to help New York? Can we talk about our local politics for a second? Who is taking care of this city? This city, like
Bring
you just said,
Giuliani
all the.
Well, you know who he's
No,
trying.
there, I do not
Even
want
though
the
I
rat
did,
to
even
come
though I
back.
didn't vote for him, like
Oh my God,
he's
Bloomberg.
no the public advocate. I didn't vote for him. Joanne Williams or something. Joanne.
Oh yeah.
I keep seeing his name popping up, and he's like talking about things
gonna
that I
say
think
Letitia.
resonate with people, and he's trying. I mean, I have to look into him more, but I don't know him much, to be honest.
We need a realist,
I was
man.
gonna say Letitia
See,
James.
this is
What
the
do you think
problem.
about her?
This is the problem with career politicians.
No.
This is one of the reasons why so many people voted.
Establishment, maybe.
So some people voted for Trump. You know what I mean? This is why Trump blew up the way he did, because no more career politicians. People are tired of people in
are.
suits and ties reading off teleprompters.
I think we need someone that's
talking
not
like
even in
robots.
politics. I honestly think I would take a celebrity today, like that.
Really?
Actually,
Kanye
let me
West.
tell you,
Kanye
I would take a
West,
celebrity
2024.
for New York. No, I'm talking about a celebrity that actually
But
cared.
remember Carl's point about like they're not the ones doing the work. They're not. They're just like the puppet, the mascot. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
I
at
would
the end of
want
the
someone
day-
that actually is like, listen, here's like you see how like everyone's like so Trump says everything he said he would do, he did, you know, even though it's a bunch of garbage. But what I'm trying to say is that we need someone like that that's going to come in and say, listen, I'm not playing the game this time. New York is a disaster. We've got to fix it. We've got to save it before we lose it for good.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And what do we need to do? You know what I mean?
And
let's fix
we
it for the
need
people.
like a mini Yang here.
Exactly.
Because if you actually see Yang, he doesn't align himself much to the Democratic Party, even though he is, and he also doesn't go after Trump much. And if you see his slogan, I just got his T-shirt. I'm so excited. Oh, wow. It says "Not left, not right, forward." That's a slogan.
Yang gang.
That is what we need a mini. And all he talks about, he spits facts. It's policies. It's this is broken. Here's how to fix it. It's not like ideology. He doesn't use terms like Republicans and Democrats all the time. You don't hear him say stuff like that
because it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean
anything. It doesn't
so
mean
we
nothing.
need a mini Yang. And maybe if Yang doesn't work out, he's a New Yorker. Maybe he needs to look at that.
I think that's a.
I would love
Mayor Yang.
That's a mayor. That's a mayor I would consider voting for.
Dude, we just said something here. I'm gonna like
Yang,
this is okay. This is the title. This is the title of the This is the title of the podcast. Mayor Yang.
Mayor Yang gang.
So Yang gang. But like honestly, we do need like that kind of. I would love for him to be the president, but I do know what he's up against. If we could, I honestly, you know who I'm listening to now? I like, what's her name? Not Children, the other woman.
Marianne? No.
Yeah, what's her name?
Klobuchar?
No. Oh, no.
Marianne?
No, I like Marianne, but no. She has a blonde short hair. The one that's like Native American. The Native American.
Tulsa?
No, the one that says she's Native American and she got in trouble. No, that's she's actually
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I like her. I like her policies.
Pocahontas.
I like her policies.
I've been hearing that.
That's what I was trying to say. But you guys weren't getting it. But I like her policy. There's one policy that he has.
I heard. She
wants to do for like for college debt. She wants to get like every billionaire to just give two pennies. And that can wipe out.
But that's my thing with Warren.
Like, really?
Like, I don't know. She's.
Elizabeth Warren is just the whole Native American thing.
Is she another institutionalized Democrat?
Well, yeah, she's been senator forever,
right?
She
used to be a Republican.
She was a Republican for a long time.
When
so people don't even like that about her.
No, but when Elizabeth Warren just came into the Democrat side, I liked her. I would say I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe this might be the first woman I consider voting for because Hillary was never an option. But
I love the way you triggered that. No one asked him that, but he'll tell you. Like, that's one thing.
I'm rolling my eyes over here.
Yeah.
So, but what threw me off with her was the whole, the Native American thing. Like that was just, she apologized for it, but Trump got her though, man. Trump got her,
lied about stuff too.
And she came out and said, "Oh, I got the 1%," and like, I'm 1%, so that makes, and she still was like, kind of like she got Trump.
Basically, she said that her parents told her. This was her explanation. You know how like your parents will tell you, you're half Indian, you're half this. Yeah. People go like, you know how many black girls I knew growing up, like I'm Native American, I'm Cherokee,
but that upsets me because my grandma's really Cherokee, and I'm like, and I can't say that because
my father was told he was Cherokee too.
Because people do eye roll when I say it. They're like, oh, okay, I'm sure you were, Chris,
most
Cherokee.
Black people were told that. My dad's DNA disproved that. He was like, but I said, Dad, it's DNA, bro. It's DNA. You're not Native American.
And I see my mom. She showed me pictures of my grandmother, and she can tell like she wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. So she was told. That's all it was. She was told, and she went with it. Like that's an easy thing to believe.
But what was it? Charlemagne who said, "Oh, but what about a black kid that was in a white family growing up?" And he was like, "Oh, it was told his whole life. Oh, you're white. You're white." And he's just like. So it's kind of.
I get it, but I'm just saying we also
it was weird.
Like some people, like you said, you can see your grandparents.
My mom showed me many pictures of my grandmother.
She's like Indian,
and you can tell she's
Indian
Indian looking, and the whole and her great grandmother. They had pictures of her, and she was an older lady at the time.
So he has real proof. He saw it. Cool. Some people, it's like, look, they was burned in the fire. We don't know, but guess what? You're half Native American, so I believe it. Like again, we're focused on the wrong things. It don't matter what she says. That doesn't matter anything. Let's focus on what she's planning to do.
I'm going to take a better look at her. When I first started to do that analysis that I was doing, one thing that was really irritating me about some of those top Democrats, so the Biden, the Bernie, the Bernie, the Kamala, the Pato, is that this free for all, everybody universal this, universal that. That is what I just, it's not logical.
It's socialism.
And believe me, again, spiritually, I'm with you. I want that. I love it.
Let's be real.
But let's be real. So that's what bothers me about the top
Don't you
5
feel
or
like
6.
Don't you feel like Bernie, like his
And a
wind
lot
got
of them-
sucked out?
Huh?
Bernie,
his what?
Like the wind got sucked out of his
Yeah.
attention. Like
But
he's
the thing-
just like
in all
a
fairness to
snooze
Bernie,
fest.
in all fairness to Bernie though, a lot of the he was so left, and that this time around
Everybody's left.
they're taking some of his stuff.
Yeah, of
They're
course they are.
taking his universal free for everybody.
He's like,
let's
I
hate
was
the
here
rich.
first.
Mhm.
They're like, we don't
but
care.
me,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what bothers me about them top 5 or 6. They're actually all running on very similar platforms. And it's just free for all, everyone. And it's like, how are you going to pay for that? And Warren has this, like, it's an ultra rich tax that she wants to implement. And it's like, again, they just don't have really great ways about paying for things.
Yeah.
That's what bugs me. And that's when I was like, I didn't know who to turn to until Yang came around. So.
Well, we'll see on the the debate stage.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll have some people some front runners that come out. We're pulling for obviously Andrew Yang, Pete Buttigieg. I would like to see Miriam talk about her reparations thing. She's been talking about reparations for a while. I'd like to see the people when they start talking about reparations. We want to know how you're going to really do this.
Yeah,
because I do feel.
pandering.
I know we talked about
Where's
this
my
early.
meal?
We talked about this early in the podcast, but I do feel like there is something owed to the Black community.
Yeah, of
so I
course.
don't know how you do it because I do think that giving away money might be difficult.
And land is
And
like
land.
Hey, shout out to
impossible.
Derek Gibson and Diamond Gibson. They've been going to Manhattan with Trump flags saying, hey, your white liberals give us our reparations. And they have cups and they they got 97 cents the other day. So,
I'm done.
Topic 2. All right. So construction of the wall has started due to private donors GoFundMe. We Build the Wall Inc. raised over $22 million
Yes, they did. Shout out.
in 6 months.
$50 from me on that too, by the way.
No, you did not.
Oh, yeah.
I am done.
You want to pay for?
Wait, hold up.
I've got
Why
$50.
Why are you
I need you-
paying for it when your president said Mexico's going to pay for it?
Oh, because this is not do my president. This is somebody who wants to
But
a
you
normal
talked about
regular
you talked
citizen.
about Obama ran on this. Why didn't he do what he's saying? Trump ran on Build the Wall.
Yeah.
They chanted it at his rallies, and now you're cool. Not only are you
No,
cool
I'm
with
not-
you're contributing
I'm
to.
not. I'm not cool with it because what it is it's obstruction. It's obstruction what they're trying to do with Trump. I mean, they got forget
no,
the
I'm
Democratic
saying
Party.
you're cool that he wasn't able to do the wall, but you're just gonna go.
No, I'm
pay
not cool.
some
No, I
private-
want Trump to get the wall done. Like that. That's still something
It
like
doesn't
Trump.
upset you that he can't get the wall done.
It upsets me, but it's not. I can't be upset at Trump. Trump's trying to get the wall done. It's the Democrats who are obstructing him from
How
doing
is he
it.
trying to get the wall done?
He's trying to get the orders passed, put the law, put
But
the
wait,
put
can
the
we-
put the steps in process
But
to get
this
the wall
wall,
the wall
man,
built.
is like.
Why do we need the wall?
Because
focus on,
because
like,
there's
real
there's
issues that we
immigrant-
really need? Is
that a real policy, the wall?
$22 million, guys.
Listen, we're spending billions of dollars a year on immigration. There's illegal immigrants coming in by the thousands to this country. And a lot of them
always
are these.
came.
But why can't a Mexican
these-
just get on a plane and? I mean, I know a lot of them don't have money, but like.
And that's my thing. Why don't you do it the legal way? Why can't you
No,
just do it
but
the
they
legal
don't.
way?
They're
Do you know how
They
many?
stay
You know how many
here.
friends of mine that have
From the West
that-
Indies? Oh, yeah.
Not even just West Indies, from Europe. My
Europe?
friends. I have a
Yeah.
friend that I'm not going to go that deep into the conversation, but a lot of friends who come to this country, they overstay their visa and they find ways to stay.
And that's what the-
Please.
and
and
that-
they're illegals too.
And that's part of the
contribute.
restructuring process of immigration. The wall being built is part of it.
So do we know if the most crime committed by illegal immigrants are Mexicans?
No, they're not. They're committed by mostly there's a lot of Honduras people from Honduras that are committing the crimes. And
Okay, let
Yo,
me
don't
rephrase
become-
my question.
Don't
Do we know if most of the crime committed by illegal immigrants are coming via the southern border? Mm-hmm. Is that a fact?
yeah, that's a fact.
And they walked over.
They snuck over. Yeah, but they came over.
I just think
And
this
they
thing
come
is
over
so
by
silly.
also they use mules to come over. Like there's Mexican, they're not Mexican. I'm sorry. There's Hispanic men that come over across the southern border, and they use their daughter for sex traffic. Like they use their daughter like.
How is that going to change with the wall?
Because you're not coming over, sneaking over anywhere with the
Okay,
walls
so
there.
we build a wall, right? We have this wall now.
Mm-hmm.
Is immigration problem solved? Yay! America has no more immigration problem. We can continue on.
Now we focus in within country now. Now we convert people here that are here as illegal immigrants, and we kick them out.
You don't think people are going to be?
So you just want to get rid of everybody?
Wait, you
If
don't
you're
think-
illegal, get the heck out of my country.
Really?
Straight up.
What if they're
If I gotta come, if I go to
refugees?
Europe and
What
they
if
kick me
they're
out because I'm American,
refugees?
then you get kicked
Hold
out of my
up.
country for not being
What
American.
about refugees?
Refugees?
So they fled a crime. They fled persecution.
The refugees,
ma-
it's the different with refugees because if there's like say there's a war that was
Yeah.
happening nearby and there,
mass-
then you gotta
They're
there's a
slaughtering
vetting
people
system.
in Sudan. They're slaughtering people in Kenya. Or
Yeah, Christians getting killed in the Middle East all over the
they're
place. Nobody talks
slaughtering
about
people
them.
if you're a Muslim or Christian in Myanmar. I mean, I know, like, what do you?
Yeah,
how do you feel?
then that's a different
but
story.
What if they illegally came here to get out of that? Not through some refugee organization. They just found a way to come to the United States to get away from that.
I think there should be a vetting system in that case. And
I know. What about the Haitian who got on a boat and figured out how to get to Miami? Like, send them back to Haiti? Like, how do you feel?
I mean, it's rough. Like, you look at Cuba, because Cubans were doing that back
in that position. When those people are in those conditions, you just want to survive. You want to do whatever it takes to survive.
Yeah.
They're not. Most of them are not coming here to commit crime.
I know where you're coming from. I respect what you're saying. I get that, but you got to also look at it. There's two ends of the spectrum. There's people that are criminals in other places that they ran up their felony charges up. They didn't go somewhere and get a clean slate, and they're going to do it in a heartbeat. All I got to do is cross this line, and I got a clean slate, and the government's going to give me money.
So you don't think people will be creative, like either building tunnels or just finding other ways, whether it be through vans? They're like.
Oh no, definitely.
Housing people
Hispanics are hardworking people. They're going to figure out, they're going to dig a tunnel or do something.
So like, how effective would? I mean, I'm sure the law will deter some, but it's still going to continue. Yeah,
but in a lot less, and in a control. And I think once it's a lot less, it's going to be more controllable at that point.
And you feel of all the problems that we have in America, this is one we got to deal with.
For the black community, it's a huge problem because a lot of these illegal immigrants are taking jobs away from blacks.
But what kind of jobs?
The jobs that a lot of blacks do when, like, I was out of high school when I was working in a warehouse. I was making $12 an hour cutting pipe. But that job taught me a lot about work.
Houses. Do you know most restaurants, by the way?
And a lot of black people do caretakers.
It doesn't matter whether you're going to an Italian restaurant, you go to...
I know, they're the ones.
Who you think's in the kitchen?
Yeah. You know how much... If they
could be teenagers.
Can I just say that? Can I say that? Can I say that?
Americans are capitalizing off this.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, especially Republicans. There's Republicans out there making a lot of money in business.
Your president hired...
The landscapers... They're making so much money. Most of them are white people.
His maids were also illegals in his New Jersey home. So
I gotta look into that. But
a lot of businesses are going to.
No, but they use it.
I'm not saying it's not true. I'm saying no. That's what I said earlier. Republicans.
I personally had a family member have a restaurant, and everybody in the kitchen was illegal, and they were just like straight up like, "Yo, they work so hard."
Do you know that's when ICE and INS, like my friend told me that whenever they try to go. When they're trying to like come and get people, the first place they go to is restaurants. They said the worst place to do is get a job at a restaurant if you're an immigrant.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the first place they go, and they go papers, and then you'll go rack. Okay, take them all.
Yep.
I have to admit something.
And see,
are you illegal?
No.
Oh. I got ice and speed now.
He's got a speed now. He's got a.
You guys are always scared. She's like, oh, what's she gonna say? Okay, I have to admit something. Mm-hmm. So I had a cleaning lady. Mm-hmm. Okay, one time. I did not know when I hired her that she was illegal. And after I found out, I continued to hire her.
How much are you paying?
I think I paid her like $120 for a couple hours of work.
Okay, so then you paid her really well.
That's pretty good.
Paid her really good.
Yeah.
But
that is a going rate though.
She was such a good worker. Mm-hmm. She was getting
meticulous.
And she was traveling, and I live in Staten Island. She was traveling from Brooklyn. It was taking her 2 hours to get there. She would leave at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Whenever I needed her, she was there. And of course, her husband was working for a landscaper. Both of them illegal. And she had said they'd been there 20 years under the radar. And in fact, her children born in the United States, so they're
anchor babies,
right?
Like the Russians.
When Trump was elected,
that Trump lets come to America.
When Trump was elected, their family was so traumatized that most of them fled back to Mexico because they rather go on their own than to be riled
taken
up
out of their life
and not get to stay. But she stayed because she has 2 kids in school, and one of her daughters was 7 or 8. She told her she's not allowed to speak in public. So the Mexican community in New York are telling their kids to stay on the low, to basically try to don't speak She told her mother told her, do not speak on the trains, don't speak at all. And the daughter was having panic attacks and anxiety attacks every time they would be on the street and a police officers. And this is an 8-year-old. And she was telling me how she thinks
baby.
No, you guys are laughing.
No.
Her daughter is so traumatized because her friends have lost parents, and her daughter thinks she's going to come home one day and not see her mother and father.
Damn.
She's losing sleep and having nightmares. And she says she's 7 or 8 and thinks her daughter needs some kind of psychological help.
Of course she does.
She lives in fear. She has to live in the darkness. And she's an American. I don't know why you laughing. But I'm saying that this is messed up. But like, I totally hired this woman and didn't know she was illegal. And even afterwards, I was like, in fact, I think I maybe bumped it up a bit, another $20 more. But like, I don't know if I'm in trouble and I'm just admitting to like a crime.
What's this lady's name, by the way?
I'm just saying, here's this woman, and I'm like, I don't know a lot of white people. I don't know a lot of black people that want to get up at 5 a.m. and like scrub a toilet, like this,
clean somebody else's house.
The way this chick is doing it,
I'm telling you,
the people who are doing it are, if they are, they're they're Nigerian, they're Caribbean, they came. I don't know. I don't know a lot of, because honestly, I've traveled to enough countries and seen enough devastation that I believe that Americans, we're just like spoiled brats. We're spoiled brats. I don't know a lot of born black Americans who want to do these work, who want to do these jobs,
and that's a problem.
But you want me to believe that some of these black people say, "Oh, I would have had her job. I would have did that."
No,
really?
But this is my thing though, and that's why when I say help out the black community, like to start out to help the black community, if I could like say, okay, Chris, you're the president of the black community, okay, I'll be all right. One of the first thing I'll do for the men especially is I'll come with jobs, and I will come with these jobs, and even if they're not dream jobs, and like, but I'll be like, hey man, like, just do this for a little while time, learn some trade, and then we can go somewhere else with this. And you can make more money, and then you can build from that. So now that we're trying to help the black community out, it's like, how can we do that? We can't even give them jobs because Hispanic community, a lot of illegals,
one thing I do want to have a bone to pick with. I don't like saying the Democrat. You like to say Democratic Party, whatever. I guess we kind of own welfare now, but I do feel like the welfare system, I've said, incentivizes poverty, and I think it made this mentality in a lot of black and brown people, made them lazy, and that you give them everything, and it's like, why should I do this job that so-and-so's doing when I could just get my checks? Or go to this program. So I don't think it's...
Yeah, but then I also say the other side is that, like, what jobs are there for people of color? Like, let's face it, people are graduating college and can't find like proper jobs. This is like white people, this is black, this is Spanish, and it's not like immigrants taking the jobs.
Right,
these
Chris's argument is that if they could have that job, they would take it. I don't believe that. No, I don't believe people want to do these hard labored jobs. But I'm not even talking about those jobs. I'm talking about jobs. No, but after I graduated college, I should be entitled to some. But his argument is the immigrants are taking jobs that black people could take.
Because if you look at it back, go back to the 60s, blacks were doing those jobs, and they were doing it happily.
Yeah, but we evolved. They got educated. It's a different type of...
No, it's not evolved. They got lazy because the physical labor of it is what dropped off in the black community in general. Physical labor dropped off in the black community. I'm looking at these jobs. You guys think these jobs?
There's UPS work. Who do
no,
UPS is
construction?
Like, every UPS worker I ever see is usually a person of color.
Yeah.
Period. Post office, construction.
Construction is no. I work in construction. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. And I'm on the phones my job is on the phones to call project managers every day of the day.
You probably call my fiance a project manager.
And I talk to black people. The most rare people I talk to who own construction companies are black people. I talk to Hispanics, the second most.
My fiance is Dominican.
Jews, and Hispanics
can I just say,
run
maybe
the
all the years.
Hold up, wait.
I just want to say something to his argument. One thing that he's been telling me is I've been with him for 10 years. He said to me that the laborers are Mexicans. There's a black coalition that try to get work in a lot of these, and sometimes they try to bully their way on. But unfortunately, he said that when they get on the job, they don't work as hard as and it's not to be like they're, black against white. No, it's just that this is just like, see, like, if all three of us were watching this, if all three of us were watching this, we would say, like, the black guys that do the job, because I think it's just, they're open to, like, here's what I think what it is. And I'm not, and I have to, like, really say this, like, bear with me here. Black people have been in this country for a long time. They've done backbreaking work for years.
Thank you.
They're no longer in the place where they're going to be like you're gonna tell them to do when they see the Mexicans doing backbreaking work who just got here, who this is all they can do. They don't speak the language, so this is really what they're going to work hard. If this is all you could do, this is the best you're gonna do, right? But black people, they've got the internet, they've got phones, they've got sneakers, they've got hip hop. There's so much stuff that they're cultured with, right? That they've seen that,
and they're citizens. They're
citizens. So I think that it's just like a little bit of a laziness that comes in with just not. I don't want to even use the word lazy. I just want to use the word like they're just a little bit more entitled. So that's what happens.
Reasonably so.
But then the result is that people don't want to hire them because they're like, I'd rather hire the Mexican people because they're going to do the job.
I worked in construction for 2 years. I worked with illegal Mexicans. They busted their butt way harder than I did. But listen to what I'm saying though. The reason why they did it though is because I was born and raised in America.
Okay.
So when I was 18, I knew I could work physical labor, but I didn't have to freaking break my back and go crazy. I can get this job done within 3 hours. Why I got to do it in an hour and a half? And sweat and almost and break my bone trying to do it.
Because the business guy is making more money that way.
But that's the thing. The business guy, business-wise, he's saying I'm making more money that way. But in reality, what's happening? A lot of these Mexicans, they're getting hurt on the job. A lot of these Mexicans are breaking their bones, doing stuff.
Got killed. The guy
died.
Yeah, but that's my boyfriend. That was my fiance's job. But if he fell off the thing in downtown New York, he fell off the building.
Illegal, they don't get any benefit from that. They can't sue. They can't do anything.
And then that's the thing. That's why it's not bad. It's bad for everybody.
It is good for the business because there's no liability.
But this is the thing though, and this is the thing. You go to a third world country and you get the men from a third world country, like what's going on with this border, and you put them in a country with men from a first world country. They're going to bust their butt for $5 an hour.
Exactly.
And that is, anybody in America knows that's not right. You shouldn't be working for $5 an hour. You're an adult. You should be making way more money than that. What are you doing? Are you crazy?
No,
but see, what we're doing is we're getting grown adults from other countries, and we are making them work like almost slavery.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they are doing it, and they're doing it happy. Like, thank you for the $5 an hour. And it's like, what? A black teenager even going to be like $5 an hour,
right?
And be happy and say thank you, sir.
Wouldn't you do that in McDonald's? If you went to McDonald's, isn't that what you're getting at McDonald's?
No, more now. They got minimum wage at McDonald's now.
Okay.
You know,
no, but you made it.
Did it go up? I didn't think
it did. That's why you got the machine. That's why the robots
it sounds
everywhere
to you
now.
like slavery, but when they go back to Mexico, it's way worse.
And that's the thing. We need to fix the problem, which is Mexico. I would be willing to be like, if we had some kind of group set up.
We can't fix every country's problem.
But we can, but we can help them. Like, we can go to our government. Your government needs. That's the thing with Mexico. Your leadership and your government should be coming to America. Like, we need help. This, that, and a third. Like, can you guys please help us with this? Yes, we can give you some money for this to help you with hospitals.
So you would be okay with that?
I'll be okay with that. Like,
but they have to stay in their countries.
You got to stay in your country. You got to stay in your country, Jose.
Oh, nice.
I'm just kind of just name dropping there. It's all love. I love the Hispanic community out there. That's love for y'all. But legally, I love y'all. You know.
Listen, we got to get off this topic because we're going to try to get one more topic in.
Oh, man.
All right. So on June 7th, there was this, it was End of Gun Violence Day. People wore orange in honor of that. Is this effective? How can we really end this national crisis?
No.
I wonder what all the orange was all about.
Huh?
I wonder what the orange was all about.
You were wondering?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why
they were effective.
See, that's a so interesting question. Right? I didn't know what it even was about. So
he
and I'm into politics.
I was kind of triggered by.
I saw. That's what made me. That's why
Kamala Harris put that post. Like, where are you?
You're like, why? But I'm
How?
like, but there's some. But she wasn't the only person that wore
Kamala
it.
Harris is the female Joe Biden with the putting her foot in her mouth.
It wasn't. I'm not just targeting her. Hers is one of many posts. But this whole like wear this color and it's not really a policy and it's not addressing the real like problem.
Like, we're tired of talking about it. How about that? How about we're tired of it? Like, unless you have a real policy that says, okay, here's how we're gonna do it. Here, first of all, these people in these Republican blue states are not. Red states. Are these red states are not going to let you come in their homes and say we want your guns.
Exactly.
So you need to figure out a way.
And her
you've got to find a way to do this because what's happening is people have guns now. Not every gun carrying person.
This country was built with people who have guns.
Right, but not everybody that has a gun is crazy and is shooting up schools.
And most people shooting.
So we know that.
We know
that. We can't blame everybody.
Legally.
And I'm not telling. And I don't think we should go after people who own rifles and are responsible about it because if that's what they do and that's what makes them happy. Good luck. Just don't shoot your kid. But let's be honest. There's a gun problem in this country, and we need to figure out a way to solve it. Walmart should not be selling guns in any place. That's it. If you want to buy a gun, you have to go through a rigorous process. That's it. Now, if you love the sport of collecting guns, great, good for you. But you shouldn't be going to gun places where you can gun expos where you all are looking at guns and stuff. Like, let's stop encouraging people. Just do it as a sport. So
are you saying, like, stop the gun culture? Are you saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying let's break it up a little bit. I'm just saying let's break it up. Let's eliminate a little bit. Let's take some of these movies that are so violent. Let's take them down.
That's not going to do anything.
Yes, it will. Because look, this is what you don't hear.
It's already entrenched in the culture. That's what I was trying to get to. First of all,
so was rape culture was entrenched in the culture. So was being violent against women. Everything starts to diminish. Now everybody has time's up. People are starting to be a little bit more like, ooh, I don't want to touch you. I don't want to be stand next to you. What I'm saying is, if there is a concentrated effort to literally start peeling away all this gun culture like phenomenon, the NRA, figure out ways to disband them, figure out ways to like limit their reach. There's ways that you can start doing that, so that now the only way you can enjoy owning rifles is if you go to those places where you can shoot them, an armory, or you own them as a collection, but you had to go through a rigorous steps to get that. And that's it. Because what's happening is you can't let kids get shot in schools.
So are you talking about censorship now? Because are you going to force the the movies to not put any movies out that
no you can, but what I'm saying is,
or rappers
what I'm saying is
talking about guns. Like, where are we going to change the culture?
I just think that the culture,
that's censorship.
Well, that's not I'm not this is not a democrat, this is not a like a policy thing. That's a different,
no,
that's
it's
different,
more, it's like,
that's more
it's like,
socially.
it's like what I said about black community.
That's like when we say like we need to stop calling each other the N-word. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying legally it should be against the world.
But who implements that? Where does it come from? Where does
I'm just saying, like, just like the Time's Up movement, it's a movement that we start. Like, people start saying, like, dude, if I'm a film director and I'm making this big blockbuster movie and I have like 100 guns in it, maybe the cast is like, you know what, man, I don't even want to be in this. Like, I'm trying to do more dramatic films, or maybe you just simplify these things and not be so.
The more we talked about the gun issue, the more it's happening.
The guns were breaking records in sales.
Yeah, and mass shootings are increasing. Yet the first one was Columbine, right? We know that.
97.
And then there was a period, I don't know when it started. It was before Sandy Hook, but like let's just use Sandy Hook as
like 2011, right?
Sandy Hook was 2012.
Oh, 2012.
My son was a couple months old. I remember it like it was yesterday. But let's just use that as a benchmark. From then to now, remember Obama cried a tear. Our own president cried a tear about Sandy Hook, and from then it's just been nonstop, like our children, these innocent people, and you see these things, but it hasn't changed the culture. In fact, mass shootings are at an all-time high. So the more we talk about it, the more we blast images and we rest in peace everybody, the more it happens. So what are we doing?
Yeah, very true.
How interesting is it that like there were mass shootings like when Bush was, but they were like, we had 9/11 during him. But during Clinton, we didn't have any mass shootings. We had that one, which was the Columbine, but then we had like bombings too.
I think people aren't making the link and the connection between the disconnectivity of society, social media, the internet, the age that we are living in, where when people are upset with someone, now they just lash out on innocent people. And like that, the root cause of that, no one's addressing. People think the root cause, I believe that guns need to be addressed. We need less guns. We have more guns than people. It's just, it's asinine.
I think a lot of it has to do with the media as well. The media...
you glorifying
it? Yeah, glorifying it.
Why do you love to blame the media? The media
is, to me, because I don't use this word very often, I hate the media.
Do you think that if we never showcased a mass shooting, that would help?
Definitely.
So you think don't put them on the news?
Don't give them nothing. Don't even say their name. Don't even put their image.
Ooh, I see what you guys are saying.
So just never show it. Yeah. Because then you won't hear about it. Because now we're
seeing because you know there's youth that are sitting here like they know they're going to be celebrities if they can.
Right. Latest massacre, blah, blah, blah. And then that's all. So your thing is let's stop.
Well, they sell fear to us. They sell us fear.
Stop.
Like delete their social media accounts once they're gone and nobody.
If you never heard about another mass shooting, would you stop? Would you think it like? I'm just thinking out loud.
That's seriously. I think that's censorship. Because this is America.
America's
about celebrity. We're about celebrity.
And what about the victims and their stories and like? Is it fair that they're
silenced? Isn't a journalist supposed to talk about what happens.
I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not saying this is something I agree with. I'm just saying, like, what is the solution? Because I personally believe it's a cultural problem. It's guns are an issue, but we have to get to the root cause of, like, why do people go to this measures?
Yeah. I agree, and
why
also
are we so desensitized that we just
look at the aspect that a lot of these shootings happen in gun-free zones. I think that we should have the right to carry. That's when, because if you don't see this happen in Georgia in the school.
But the problem is you can't censor. The problem is I don't think it's going to work because people now, the media is in our hands. So whoever's witnessing a crime just gets on their phone, lives it, and
Very
boom,
true.
It's viral.
Very true.
The media is not even controlling the narrative all the time. It's the
mainstream
people.
media is
That's
what,
why we're seeing every fight, every brutal, violent
Yeah, we're in different times.
is on right, and that to me, the more
social media,
the more we
the new
see
media.
violence on social media, the more it's been happening. The more you're seeing these mass shootings and all these kind of crazy things. So I'm like, I really, honestly, I really wrestle with this one because I don't even know if our politicians can change this.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a political
I don't know if they
thing.
can stop.
I think it's in the way I was saying. I think we have to start limiting it.
Limit the guns. Okay, limit the guns, and then you create a black market, and now we have a black market.
Because if you're really somebody who's one of these corrupt kids that really just deranged in the head, you really want to shoot somebody, you're going to find a way to shoot somebody.
So you're going to jail for 99 years.
It has been historically proven. As soon as you prohibit something, you create a black market. Without
Alcohol.
But
I'm not saying. See, I'm not saying to prohibit the sale of guns.
No, but
I'm just saying creating a restrict.
Right, but if
like a blind man can't buy a gun. Like these are regular stuff. Having it at Walmart, take it out.
That's a bad example because whatever. But I'm just saying, whoever you're restricting it for will just find another way.
Right. Yeah, and we look at, for example, a lot of these teenagers, a lot of these are teenagers too. These teenagers didn't get the guns from just them. It was from their parents, and the parent could be a normal, regular, everyday citizen who got a gun legally.
You have to change
and
the psychology
went,
and the psychosis and the culture around it. Doing all that other stuff, I really, truly don't think it's going to work. I think when the culture changes, people's desires, their emotional state changes, then everything will change.
Yeah, because I am very pro-gun. We need guns, and not just for like, we need to go out and we need, because at the end of the day, I fear the government to a point. Like the government might try to, they're already trying to do globalist stuff to me. So they globalist activities, which is like globalism is like a I know
what the term means, but I don't know how you're using it.
It's like conspiracy theories, New World Order, all that stuff like that.
Oh, because globalism is like the fact that we're everything is.
Yeah, so if our leadership in this country decides to say, okay, we're going to be part of this New World Order, we give us your guns in America so we can get America to be part of this New World Order, we're going to need guns to say, no, we're Americans. This is America. Back up. And that's what our forefathers had that right in the first place, because they said, in case we come against you guys are going to need guns to protect yourself against us.
That was like hundreds of years. That's not even
but that's still people. People though. People are people though. People with power.
Do we know who did the Virginia shooting? Did they ever say who did it? The one that happened last week, Virginia Beach.
It was a black guy, I think.
Was it?
Oh wait. Sorry, I'm thinking about the one before that.
There's so many shootings now, man.
The one before that,
the mass one, that in Virginia Beach.
I think it was a black guy.
It was a black guy. The recent one.
I think the latest one, because I remember
I know
being like,
I know
that's messed up, but like,
I was in Virginia Beach, right?
Anti-Trumper.
Like, I remember I was in Virginia Beach, like for the Something's in the Water festival. That was like a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago.
And do you know there's more and more black guys doing mass shootings? Did you notice that as well?
No, I didn't know that. But to the complete like innocent people they don't know.
But the media portrays it different than a white person, because they want the white people to be like, oh look, white person, look, crazy white people, they do it. But a black person, like, oh no, black people don't do that. They don't do
but
that.
I was gonna say, I remember when I was in Virginia, I noticed I was at the pharmacy, and I'm just picking up some allergy medicine, and I'm like, and I'm looking around, and I'm looking at the owner. I go up to the person that works at the store. I was like, hey, do you know where you have like allergy medicine? He's like, oh, right here. The really nice, says in a really polite way. I noticed he has a gun on him. I'm like, why does he have a gun on him? And I was like, do you work here? And he's like, yeah, I work here. I was like, oh. I was like, you're allowed to have you're like a cop or something? And he's like, no. I'm like, he's like, it's Virginia. I'm like, it's open carry. I was like, oh my God. I was like, let me get back to New York.
And they just have it like right there?
On this person. Like on him. Like, I'm like, are you a police? Like, we think police officer having a gun where you can see it visibly. But this guy just randomly this guy.
And I bet he was very responsible with that gun.
He was nice. But I'm just saying, like, for you to like, and then the cops came in too, and I'm like, and no problem, you were allowed to have it.
As soon as I saw his name, Dwayne, I knew it was black.
Of course.
His name is Dwayne Craddock.
Why
The
did
latest guy.
What
Wow.
the?
I think he was an employee or something. I don't remember what it was. But
Here we go.
Wow.
But guys, we're gonna have to end this podcast. We ran a little over, so we only got to 3 topics. But honestly, we can go on for hours with us.
You guys know how we do.
You know how we do. But I think we had a really good political conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Continue listening to us. We're the Politics Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, please hit subscribe, leave a comment.
And share.
Yes, share it. Let us know
Spread
what
the
topics
word.
you want to hear. You can email us at politricspod@gmail.com. I'm Kirsten J on Instagram.
Maxine.outerbridge.
Okay, everybody's very conservative in New York. Christopher Wright.
And we're out. Have a great weekend, guys.
Adios.
Thanks. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, got back from Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. I think they got something they want to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they got something they want to say. I think they got something they want to say.